Dear friends, this is Indra Vichhatri here in the episode of Mathematics and Statistics Learning. We are in the process of solving quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In the last episode, we discussed the square root and factor method for solving it. Today in this 23rd episode, we shall discuss solving quadratic equation by completing the squares method. This is important because it establishes the formula for calculating the roots of a quadratic equation, which is a powerful tool for solving quadratic equations. We shall discuss this process in detail in a minute. First, we shall discuss the complete theory behind this method along with a numerical example, and then we shall focus on making it an interactive process that you may enjoy playing with it. For previous videos, I request you to visit my channel, Mathematics and Statistics Clinic, by clicking the link given below. Without any delay, let's jump to the page. This is the page. Here we are discussing theory and an example of this method, completing the squares for solving quadratic equation. This is a general quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. On this side, an example with a equals 2, b equals 5, and c equals negative 3. This is 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals 0 is an example of this quadratic equation. In the first step, we shall make the coefficient of x squared 1 by dividing by a here in this equation and by dividing by 2 here in this example. So this is the resulting equation where the coefficient of x squared is 1 on both the sides. In this second step, we move this constant term, that is term not containing x, on the right side. So this is negative c by a here. Since this is negative here, so this is 3 by 2 here. Third step is the crucial one. Here we are trying to make this expression on the left side a complete square or a perfect square. If we add this b by 2a whole square term, it becomes a perfect square. This is b by 2a whole square. This becomes a perfect square. Since we can't only add, so we add and subtract this term here. That makes no difference in the sum. Adding and subtracting makes no difference in the sum. In the fourth step, we simplify by making these terms a perfect square here and this term remain as it is here. Similarly, on this side, this term becomes a perfect square and this terms remains as it is here. In the fifth step, we push this term on right sides. This term on right side. So here only the perfect square terms remains on the left side. The other terms goes to right side. Similarly here, only the perfect square terms remain on the left side and other terms goes on the right side. And in the sixth step, we take square root on both sides. When we take the square root on this left side, this square goes away. Only we have x plus b by 2a here. Similarly here, this square goes and only x plus 5 by 4 remains here. And on the right side, we put the square root sign for all the terms here. In the seventh step, we try to make this variable x isolate by moving this term on the right hand side. Similarly here, we are moving this term on this side to make this x a isolate. On the ninth step, we simplify the expression inside the square root term as much as possible. Since this 4a square is a perfect square, we will take out of the square root sign as 2a. We see here, so denominators are same. So we combine both the terms like this. This is negative b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac on the top and 2a on the bottom. Similarly here, this combines. This is a quadratic formula obtained by this completing the square method. This is a very important formula and used widely in solving quadratic equations. So we'll be using this formula in future as well. So here we see that this expression gives two values of x. If we take positive, we get one root here. If we take negative, we get other root here. So this quadratic equation has two roots given by these expression. First one is this and the second one is this. Similarly here, in this example, here we have negative 5 by 4 plus minus 7 by 4. By considering positive value, we get 1 root 2 by 4. And by considering negative value, we get negative 12 by 4, which is negative 3. So these are the two roots of this equation, 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals 0. We have explained in detail the method of completing the squares for solving a quadratic equation with an example. Now we shall investigate it in an interactive way. Without any delay, let's browse the page. This is the page. On the top of this page, we see three input boxes for the user to input the values of A, B, and C. Let's input 3, 5, and minus 2, the values of A, B, C respectively. Then click this solve button. Below here, it displays the detailed work step by step. Let's go through all these steps one by one. In the first line, this is the quadratic equation with these coefficients, 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 equals 0 to be solved. In the first step, the coefficient of x squared is made 1 by dividing its coefficient 3. Then this constant term is transferred to the right side. This expression on the left side is made perfect square by adding and subtracting this number 25 divided by 36, which is the square of the coefficient of x divided by twice the coefficient of x squared. Here, in this step, we see that the part that is added is included in this perfect square term, and this negative term remains as it is here. This negative term is moved to the right side and added to this term. The result is shown here in the next line. To remove this square sign in this expression, square root is taken on both sides. This is the step where the square root is taken on the both sides. Here the variable x is made isolated, moving this term to the right side. Finally, two solutions are calculated. First, by taking the positive sign from this expression, which gets this value, and then taking the negative expression from this expression, which gets this value. So these are the roots of the given quadratic equation. This is how a given quadratic equation is solved using the method of completing the squares. If you want to run this program on your own, browse the website of mine, www.teachyoumaths.com. This is the page. On Algebra tab, click Solve Complete Square Method on the right side of quadratic equation. To get to this page, enter here the values of A, B, C as -2, 3, and -1, and click this Solve button. You see the detailed work is displayed here. Continue the process by inputting the values of the coefficients A, B, C and clicking this Solve button, and enjoy the game. Good luck and happy learning.